And welcome to a special edition of What the Tech on Cyber Monday, where we've got some deals and we're going to feature the products that you've been asking for over the past year, including Bluetooth headsets, speakerphones, and an all-new all-in-one display by Poly. Maestro, roll the intro. Welcome to What the Tech. I'm Rolando, the founder of Global Tech Worldwide, and you're watching What the Tech, where we talk about business trends, and we also review office technology. And before we get to all the products, all the reviews, and all of what we've got in store for you today, I want to bring out a guy who is always waiting in line for Santa and then checks twice that he got something new, like a new device in his stocking, Dave Kelly.
Rolando, wow, what the intro. Hey, happy Cyber Monday to you, my friend.
Likewise, happy to you.
Hey, listen, I'm wishing for the exact same two things this Christmas that I ask for every single year. I never get it, but I'm still going to wish for peace and quiet. Please, Santa, I'm not going to lie and say I've been the best person.
Yeah.
Been a little bit bad, but
a little naughty.
But you can just wrap up a little peace and quiet for me, please. I would really appreciate that. But listen, I'm actually really excited about today's show. We got some Cyber Monday deals, and we are highlighting some of the best Poly communication devices that are on the market, some of which are brand spanking new.
That's right.
You got something good already from the sounds of it, right? Santa came early this year for you, bro?
He came a little early this year, Dave, and I got a couple of new toys here that we want to show our audience and play with and talk about and highlight. But yeah, I've got some of those in store for our audience today.
Excellent. You know what? How funny would it be to wrap those all up, put them under your tree, give them to your son? He would be pissed.
And they're in big boxes too. Some of these things are not very small, as we'll get to the video stuff at the end. Well, let's get to it. Let's not draw it out too much for the folks that are waiting and watching today. I want to let you know that if you are watching us on Amazon, you get the benefit of shopping right now in real time so that you can get these products as we talk about them and get them sent out to you. And you may not want to wait around too much longer because there are all kinds of delays all over the place getting more of this stuff. So if you see it, get it. Don't wait too long. All right, Dave, I'm ready to move on to our unboxing of our first product today. We've got our this is the 4300 series by Poly. It's a Bluetooth headset. So let me tell you. So if you want to sound like a hero instead of a dud, this is a Bluetooth headset that you'll want to take a look at, as this is a great headset for a lot of those business apps and those business professionals that are looking around maybe to upgrade. You know, Dave, a lot of people through the last 20 months bought whatever they could possibly buy. And there have been a lot of new innovations that have been released by both Poly and several of the other folks that we sell. But this particular product that we're highlighting today, the 4300 series, is definitely one of those to consider, especially if you're thinking of upgrading. So let's take a look at what we've got in the tabletop. I'm going to go over here. Let me just show you. This is what the box that it comes in. It says 4320. So I've got the stereo version. This comes in stereo as well as mono. And just open that for you.
Ooh, shiny.
Yes, there you go. That's what that looks like. This is meant to replace that 4200 series. We're still selling it. We still got the 4200 series available. And while it's available, you can still get it. This, though, let me take it out of the box. Comes with an all-important Bluetooth dongle. We'll talk about that in a little bit and why you really want to make sure you use that. Comes with a charger. Now, this charger is simply just a charging stand so that you can make sure that your device has always got sufficient juice. I'm going to put this one over here on the side. It does not communicate. It does not act as a communications device, so it's purely for charging. In this version, we've got the stereo version, as you can see, with very nice large ear cups that pivot and rotate, Dave. and they show you R and L, so you happen to know which side is the right and which side is the left. Something very interesting that they've got featured on this particular Bluetooth version is a much longer boom, which is going to pick up that voice much better than a shorter boom. So let me take a look at what else we've got inside this box. We've got a cover cloth in case you want to travel with it and you want to cover it. We got your standard start here kind of stuff, so you could do a QR code and start here. Usually what this implies is that Poly wants you to go ahead and understand the buttons. Let me bring that up a little bit. What buttons you have, how to get paired, how to connect to a computer and use that dongle. And most important, Dave, is to always, if you have the opportunity, to download the Poly Lens app so that you get the latest. You know, sometimes these devices sit around for a couple of months before they make its way over to you. And with all the shipping delays, it's probably something that's been sitting on a boat or on a dock somewhere for weeks, if not months, before it's gotten out to you. So make sure you get the latest firmware updates so you don't have any issues whatsoever. So go ahead, Dave. You want to say something?
Yeah, so really good point. Make sure that you're downloading Poly Lens. Again, nice way to protect and maximize your investment. Hey, just like our phones and our computers, the manufacturers, you know what? They're always coming out with a new firmware upgrade. Make that thing a little bit better. Keep it tip-top magoo. So go ahead, download poly.com/lens, put it on your PC or your Mac, and you'll always have an up-to-date, up-to-speed refresh headset or speaker or camera.
That's right. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for that reminder. I want to show the folks that it comes with a standard USB-A type of connector. So when you connect it to your computer, if you've got a USB-A type of connection, that's what that's going to look like. So that's going to connect on the computer. Let's talk a little bit about that dongle, Dave. We can't stress this enough. We've talked about it many times, but it's worth mentioning again. This is what's going to give you the best audio quality possible if you're using it with a PC, so that you avoid issues that normally come with using a USB type of device. This is Bluetooth, so it's going to give you the best Bluetooth connection possible. Now, we also have a pro tip. Ori, give me a pro tip, please. Pro tip number one for today. When you're using Bluetooth and you're going to use that dongle that I just mentioned, make sure that you use the Blue Beacon Bluetooth range extender. I've got one right here in my office that I use with my Bluetooth devices. And when I use the dongle and the Bluetooth Blue Beacon range extender, I'm able to get a much longer range than I normally get out of the box with any of these devices. I've said before, normally I get to around my kitchen, Dave, and the signal just, it drops. You know, I got a metal refrigerator and none of the signal goes through that. And I use the Blue Beacon. I can go all the way out to my front door from the back where my office is at, where I'm right here, and grab a package. Usually it's the Prime guy or gal coming by, dropping off packages and whatnot. And so if you want to make sure you get the best signal possible, whether using this headset, you're using some other Bluetooth device like a keyboard or a mouse, you want to get that Bluetooth range extender. We call it the Blue Beacon, and you'll be set. And you'll thank us, Dave. They'll thank us.
Yeah, you know, it's a new product to our lineup. We had a review recently with someone that had purchased the Blue Beacon after buying a I don't remember what it was, but it was a Bluetooth headset with a dongle. They said that they lived in a small place. They were surprised out of the box that they really weren't getting the range. They bought the Beacon and it solved all their problems. You know, it's nice to be able to multitask and get away from your desk. Every environment's a little bit different. So just because that manufacturer says you might get 100 feet, you may get more, but the Beacon definitely will make that a lot better.
And you know, Dave, we've done this before. That we've done a bunch of tests. So if you want to go to our YouTube page, we've got tons of videos on Bluetooth. We've got issues that we've found, new things that we've discovered that weren't recently readily available with regard to Bluetooth, and how much of a problem it can be for just the average person or somebody using it in their home office. There are problems with the USB ports themselves. A report came out from Intel, the folks that make the computer chips, and a lot of the mobile phone chips, that they found that on USB 3.0, there's lots of interference problems with Bluetooth. a dongle will help you, and then something like the Blue Beacon will help you even more, because there's less likelihood to have interference when you're using the Blue Beacon, because it allows you to separate the dongle from the USB port, so you have more distance, less likely to have interference. But you know what, Dave? A lot of these folks that test this stuff, like Jabra and Poly, they're testing it in a lab where they have no interference and it's line of sight. So could you get 33 feet? Absolutely. Make sure you don't have any books, any plants, any monitors, any wood, or any walls, because you will not get 33 feet. And some advertise even 100 feet. And to get that 100 feet, I guarantee, because we've done a test with some other headsets recently, we were able to get 450 feet, Dave. But that was crazy. Line of sight, complete line of sight, no interference whatsoever. So just make sure, pro tip, you get that Blue Beacon. You'll be much, much happier. And it doesn't cost you that much. So let's keep talking about this new 4300 series. You've got this longer boom. It's going to give you better. It's going to give you a much better audio because it's closer to your mouth. You've got a couple of things on here. You've got a mute button that's right underneath here if you're wearing it on the right side. You've got all your ports. You've got now a standard USB-C, which is becoming more common. So when you go to connect it, let me get that in focus. There we go. You get a USB-C port for charging.
Nice.
All right. You also get a very easy on and off. Oh, you can't see it too well. There you go. There's your on-off toggle switch. No virtual button for on-off, which I like, Dave, the mechanical on-off. It just,
I like the feedback.
The feedback, exactly. And then you get your volume up and down. You get the ability to control your media. So if you're watching your favorite YouTube podcast, like What the Tech, you could just pause it whenever you feel like digesting the information and continue when you want. You get a telescopic headband so you can adjust it. So if you've got a little noggin like myself, or a big self-proclaimed big noggin Charlie Brown like Mr. Dave over here, you'll be able to you'll be able to be comfortable no matter what. And with these larger ear cups, Dave, you're going to be able to be on this for several hours. And something really cool that I like about this is that it's got perforated like holes, so your ears are gonna less likely to heat up. They're gonna heat up if you leave it all day long, but there's holes in the ear pads so that your ears are less likely to get hot, or you'll be able to wear it longer than you would when those ear pads are just completely leather and don't have any of those holes.
Rolando, I bought a new car recently, and it has heated and cooling seats.
Nice.
And it has a perforation like that. I wonder if that would ever find its way into the headset business. Get a little warm, a little cold with the push of a button.
You know what? It's possible, but anything's possible. Things are getting smaller, and I wouldn't, on a high-end headset, you could probably build that, Dave.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, I have a question for you. So I noticed that they dedicate a right and a left.
Yep.
Some headsets you can wear on either side of the head. They're recommending that you put that on the right side. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with just the way the controls will work. I noticed the mute button is kind of like right out of the boom. I like that. I like having something that I probably wouldn't have to search too hard to find. But if you wanted to, could you put that on the other side of your head? Does the microphone go all the way around?
It sure does. So I'm going to put it on my head here in a moment so folks can see what it looks like. So this is the boom. If you have on the left side, right, you can rotate it all the way around. All right, now you have it on that side.
Okay, nice.
All right, so I think it's more for the control piece
probably
than anything else. And then it just pops right in. Let me show you right here, right into this charging stand. Slides right in very easily.
That is like really shiny and attractive. They're not toys. It's not jewelry, but it is wearable technology, and I gotta say, it's a pretty attractive piece.
Well, let me show you what's underneath the stand, Dave. Something that you don't see in a lot of these stands. You have these kind of rubberized elements, so that if you've got it on a desk, it doesn't slide as much.
Good point.
So as you can see, I've got it here on my mat, and I'm pushing it pretty good here from the front. And it takes quite a bit of effort for me to move it and to make it slide. Whereas, a lot of stuff you could just knock it over very easy. This is not going to do that. This stays in place. And I've got to push it pretty good to get it to move. So kudos to Poly with this 4300 series. They've updated some things. I believe the Bluetooth is the latest Bluetooth. It's either 5 or 5.1. Can you check that, Dave, and just confirm if on the Bluetooth? So you've got a good bit of updates on this 4300 versus the 4200. So kudos to Poly. Another important thing that comes with it, Dave, you get the acoustic fence technology, which is something that Poly is innovated in, that if you've got noise around you, you have a way to block out some of that noise. So it's an innovative noise blocking technology. We could probably we probably have some videos on it we could show later on, but essentially the acoustic fence technology will allow you to eliminate things, just like what the word says, a virtual fence of things. So a lot of noises could essentially will not make it in that conversation. So you can have an ongoing conversation without worrying about all the distractions that normally come when you're using a lower quality Bluetooth headset.
And that noise fencing, is that what it's called? Acoustic fence. Acoustic fencing. It's one of those features that, when two awesome companies come together, Polycom and Plantronics, when they came together, if you were aware of what Polycom offered on some of their devices, you're like, you know what? I wonder if they can put that into their headset lineup. So I guess it would be considered shared engineering. But I love when two big companies come together and they cross-pollinate some features into the other product lineup. So that's really cool. We've had some awesome demos and just usage of the acoustic fencing. I know it works, and I'm excited to see this thing in action because that's a great feature.
Understood. Hey, Ori, give me a close. There we go. So that folks can see what that looks like. This is what it looks like. You can see it covers up my entire ear on both sides, both ears. I don't have big, huge Dumbo ears, but I got to tell you, these are some of the largest ear cups I've seen on a lot of these Bluetooth headsets. And so you're going to get good audio out of this. It feels very comfortable to wear. And from a business standpoint, Dave, it works with all the business apps out there. Teams, it's going to work with Zoom. It's going to work with all your online apps. If you want to do dictation, it's going to do dictation very well. And you're going to get a more accurate dictation because you've got this boom that is right here near your mouth. Let me show you that. So it's right on the edge of my lip. So it's going to pick up your voice very well. Very good.
So what I like is that it's available, like you said, in the stereo version or the single ear version as well.
That's right. Mono or stereo. So some people prefer one or the other. And sometimes, Dave, it's driven by just what the office environment is like. If you've got a bunch of people around you, the stereo version is going to do the trick. Otherwise, the mono version, if you don't have a lot of distraction, will do the job as well. But I like it. And also something that's really a small point, but I think it's important. Yeah, let's go to close up here on the tabletop. You see the buttons. I'm trying to highlight these here. It's so shiny that it's hard to show you the button.
There's some bling in there.
Yes. So there are tactile buttons, so you can tell where the buttons for the volume up and down are. So you can feel that plus. It's raised as well as the minus. They're both raised instead of engraved, like laser etched. These are actually raised, so you can feel them. Let me see if I can get a little closer.
So similar to how Braille is used.
Yes, I guess you could say it in that kind of way. Yes, because it is there, so you can always feel that, and it. It's frustrating for me, and I've been using a lot of different headsets when you don't know where things are, especially when you're using something new for the first time. Having those buttons raised gives you that, that's exactly where the up is and where the down is, and as well as the mute. This red button right here, that's the mute. Love it.
Yeah, I think the mute is a good place for that. We always kind of joke about user manuals. It's like, all right, well, we throw away these user manuals over here. Nobody reads those.
No.
Poly, very smart. The quick start guide, such a good idea. It has all the button features right there on page 1, and then page 2, there's some phone numbers and some other key tips, but they try really hard to make that out-of-box experience something positive for the user. So there's a pro tip.
There you go.
Pro tip, make sure you check out that quick start guide.
And you know what, Dave? I forgot to mention, with this particular Bluetooth, it's Google and Siri compatible. Meaning that for those folks that use Siri and Google a lot, like I use Google a lot, I use the voice commands to get me directions or open an app or to do certain things. You're going to find that very handy if that's something you tend to do with either Google or Siri, because it is Google and Siri compatible. So you can use it for both your phone, your mobile phone, or you can use it with your computer.
So admittingly, I haven't had this headset in my hands yet. I haven't demoed this. But I've used some other products that integrate with Google and with Siri, and I'd be really interested to put this to the test, because I think a lot of people out there are very comfortable with using those devices in their homes, and they want to know, how can I extend the value of what I get at home to yell out, "Hey Siri, set my kitchen timer for 12 minutes," to, "Hey Siri, what's my calendar look like today? When is my next meeting?" And now I just
and it went off as we speak.
But yeah, we'll definitely do some deep dive demos of that, and the best way to use it to help you be more productive during your day.
Absolutely. And Dave, also worth pointing out here that this is a multi-point device. So unlike a lot of the lower cost devices that may be single point, you can connect it to both, if you want, 2 mobile phones or a mobile phone and a PC. And you can have, you're talking about multitasking, it makes that so much easier. I have a pair of more expensive earbuds that are on my desk, I won't say who they are, that don't have that capability. You had their single point connectivity, meaning I can only connect to one device at a time, and I'd have to switch the Bluetooth off on one, turn the Bluetooth on another, if I'm using these other more expensive earbuds versus this, where you get that multi-point connectivity.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have realized that they do use more than one device throughout the course of a day. I can see this being perfect for someone that's using, say, a Poly VVX 500 series telephone. Use the dongle within the phone itself, and then pair it to your mobile. And now, regardless of what device you're using, very, very user friendly. Just seamlessly goes between the 2 devices. So really nice feature. I highly recommend always buy a Bluetooth device that has and supports multi-point.
Absolutely. And if you're liking this content, I want to remind you to bump the like button so that we could bring this to more people. It's shown to more people, and they can get the info they need, even on a day like today, where we've got a lot of deals going on. So Dave, we got a few other things going on here too. We've got our, you want to do end screens on this? Are we down to the end screens? Yeah. Oh, we got more. Okay, we got more. I'm told we got more on this. Dave, we got more surprises from what I'm being told by our producer. Why don't we roll to that other video that we have? I see here we've got a marketing video here. Yeah? Yeah, go ahead. So our producer is bringing up some videos so that we could show you a little bit more about this particular series of devices from Poly. Go ahead and roll that, Ori. Oh yeah, this is the 4200. So it's a really, you could see these are still slick, Dave. I think on the 40s, you could see 4200 series, they weren't as sleek and as shiny. They made them even shinier, gave them even a more slick look. But we still have plenty of these 4200. They're very good value headset. These are under $200, sub 200, and they do the job. They really do. They've been a very good seller for us for quite some time.
So this is the 4200 series, also available with a single ear and double ear, right?
Yes, that is correct. They both come in mono and stereo.
Really good headset. I like, again, that tactile feel with the on and off and the pairing. Also, you can benefit from using that dongle. Make sure you're using the dongle, even if your computer or laptop supports Bluetooth, always get the best experience. And I like how it has the feedback, so it will change from red if you're muted to blue, which just lets you know that you are paired up to the device.
And on the 4300, you get the latest Bluetooth dongle. I see on the video here we're looking at the BT600. On the 4300 series, you get the BT800. It's got some slight improvements on it, and will allow you to, again, have a lot less problems when you're talking about Bluetooth connection. And you've got a USB-C connector versus USB-A, which is what you're looking at on the screen.
And the mini so the 4200 series uses the mini USB
USB-C. Yeah, the 43 uses the USB-C.
Yep.
And the 42 uses the more like I'd call it the Android style mini USB.
I'm finding that the USB-C charges a lot faster than the old school connection. I was doing some other testing, with my new phone and with another headset that uses a USB-C. It seems to get a lot of juice real fast.
I don't know anything about that, but I that makes sense. That the standard keeps getting. I know on the data side, and I would imagine the amount of watts it passes through is probably greater on the C than the A.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm thinking. The other thing, Dave, using this with watching streaming services, amazing to use. I was watching Ted Lasso recently, so if you haven't, a little plug to Ted Lasso. It's quite funny. A Southern coach that's all the way out in England coaching a soccer team and never coached a soccer team. So it does a really good job for streaming. If you're watching streaming services or you've got audio that you're listening to, it does handle audio very well at this price. And now we're looking at the new Voyager 4300 series. Like I said, it's meant to be used in the office just like at home. So you're going to get good quality audio for business. You can set it up with the lens. I would highly advise that, as we've been talking about it before, so that it gets the latest and greatest updates. It costs you nothing, Dave, to get this software and get those updates.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a great free service. We kind of touched upon it earlier, but it's just keeping your product up to date. It's a really cool feature to have. Definitely something that's in premium goods. I mentioned the new car that I got. There's an update available, so now I can control the entire thing with my smartphone. And it's the manufacturer, that's a free upgrade as well. I'm like, this is kind of like the headsets that we sell. It's a good way to protect that investment.
And something else, Dave, that you pointed out that it just reminded me that Poly has a service, so that if you're an enterprise, now what I'm going to tell you is going to apply mostly to businesses that are on the enterprise side or have maybe multiple offices. If you found that headsets are hard to manage or unruly simply because it's not something that's in your wheelhouse, they have a type of service that allows you to upgrade all the devices at once, manage those devices, know if the headset is not working, asset tracking, and then several other things that from an enterprise perspective you already have on maybe a PC or your laptops or other goods where you have asset management, asset tracking, and visibility into that. Poly comes with a service that you can get that allows you to manage hundreds of headsets and thousands of headsets if that's something that you already have in your organization or want to migrate to down the line.
And that's super cool, because for a very long time headsets have been almost interesting. You have great range, you have good audio quality, you have good battery life and noise cancellation microphone. They kind of stopped there. They were like just interesting enough. And now, because they're IP devices that sit on a network, it's an endpoint. Now you can have more valuable conversations to the folks that manage these sort of devices. And I think that goes along with when you're choosing standards. If you're trying to find the best.
Stop it right there, Ori. Go ahead, Dave, but just stop it right there.
When you're selecting Poly, when you're selecting a Poly headset, bear in mind a Poly solution, video solution, audio solution, speakerphones, within an enterprise or just a larger user base, if you've selected a standard, now you can manage all of those devices with just ease. Your IT teams will certainly appreciate the value that Poly, as a manufacturer, brings to the table.
Absolutely. And that's what makes these lineup of products that we have today so interesting, is that for those enterprise users that are looking to control that, where years ago was not even an option. You couldn't, like you said, Dave. It was not an option at all. It just were devices that you knew that maybe shipped somewhere and didn't have any visibility. That's changed. And so that's something new. I want something that you were showing there on screen that I want to show folks, that call control button. That call button is your ticket to a lot of freedom. Let me bring that a little closer here on the close-up cam. There we go. So this call control button, this is a call button. You answer and you disconnect your calls. If you're getting a regular Bluetooth, if you're getting a standard call, you just press that button and that answers your call. You don't need to fiddle around for the phone if it's your mobile phone for it. If you're using a Bluetooth desk phone, there's some out there right now on the market, not a lot, but more and more coming on the market. You can also answer and disconnect from here. And the other thing you can do, if you've got an integrated application, Zoom and Teams are two of those types of apps that allow you to integrate those call control buttons as well as the volume and the mute, so that you can do everything that you need right from the headset without having to look for those buttons on your computer or on your keyboard. So this is a big game changer for those folks that are on the phone all day long or using your phone for business. So I wanted to just highlight that.
I'll tell you, I love being able to not be at my desk, know a phone call is coming in, and not have to run back to get that phone call. Just hit the button and I'm on the call. Same thing when I'm done. I just hit the button. I know I'm disconnected and I'm safe.
And that's the difference between pro grade devices, Dave, and the lower quality stuff. These manufacturers put in a lot of stuff because the business user wants to have that convenience at their fingertips. And that's what you're getting here with this Poly, the 4300. So it comes in mono and stereo, like Dave said, and it also comes with a charging stand so that you stay connected and you've got plenty of juice all day long. Dave, did we cover it all, or was there something else on this 4300 that you wanted to talk about?
You know what? We don't have time for the deep dive within that 4300 series, but we absolutely will on future videos.
Yeah, man, we have to do it global tech style. We have to think of some tests, maybe screaming dogs or babies or something or both.
I saw a good one that Neil. So shout out to Neil Fluster with Poly. He did a test where he was using bubble wrap, so you can see it. It's making noise, and it was a good way to demo his product.
Okay.
So if we rip that off from you, Neil, we will give you full credit. We won't pretend like we invented that one.
That's right, Dave. Credit where credit is due.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to go down to, all right. So let me point out, if you've been watching this, we've got more videos like this for you to watch, where Dave and I will be there waiting for you. So go ahead and jump into those videos, and Dave and I will see you in those.
The Plantronics Voyager 4200 UC series of Bluetooth wireless headsets features two wearing styles, mono and stereo. This is what comes in the box. To pair the headset with your mobile device, slide and hold the power button up until you hear pairing, and the headset LEDs flash red and blue. On your mobile device, go to Settings, Bluetooth, On. Scan for devices and select PLT V4200 series. Pairing is complete when you hear pairing successful and the LEDs stop flashing. To use the headset with your laptop, simply plug in the Bluetooth adapter. If you need to repair the Bluetooth adapter to your headset, first ensure your headset is on and the Bluetooth adapter is inserted in your PC. Next, slide the headset power switch to pairing mode. And on the Bluetooth adapter, gently press and hold the recessed button with a pen or paperclip. Once the headset is paired, you will hear pairing successful, and the Bluetooth adapter will illuminate solid blue. For a comfortable fit, adjust the headband size. You can choose to wear the microphone boom on the left or right side by rotating it. However, the right side is recommended for stereo sound. Gently flex and position the boom so the microphone is 2 finger widths from the corner of your mouth for optimum sound quality. To charge your headset, connect the micro USB cable. It takes 90 minutes to fully charge the headset. The battery status LEDs turn off once charging is complete. To answer or end a call, tap the call button. The on-call indicator flashes red to inform others that you're busy on a call. To control the volume, tap volume up or volume down. If you want to mute while on a call, tap the red mute button. If you begin talking but forgot you were muted, a voice alert reminds you that mute is still on. To put a call on hold, double tap the call button. Double tap again to return to the call. To answer an incoming call while on hold, tap once. For personal assistant voice control, press and hold for 2 seconds until you hear the tone. To control music or media, you will use the same call button. Tap once to play or pause. Double tap to skip to the next track, or double tap and hold if you want to fast forward. To select the previous track, triple tap, or triple tap and hold if you want to rewind. Customize your experience by downloading Plantronics Hub for desktop or mobile at plantronics.com/software. The software allows you to personalize your settings and update the headset firmware. You're now ready to enjoy your wireless Voyager headset. For more information, visit plantronics.com.
The Voyager 4300 UC series is a Bluetooth headset, enabling everyone in the office or at home to be more productive and move freely. Before you begin, download the PolyLens desktop app by visiting poly.com/lens. This ensures you get the most from your Voyager 4300 UC series headset by allowing you to customize your device and check for firmware updates. Included in the box with the Voyager 4300 UC series is the BT700 Bluetooth USB adapter, easy connection to your computer, a travel pouch, and with certain models a charge stand. All models also include a USB cable that can be used to charge the headset. The boom can be worn on either the right or left side. Rotate the microphone boom up and over. Gently bend the boom so it is approximately 2 fingers width from the corner of your mouth. Charge the headset by either setting it in the stand or by using the USB-C cable. Once charging is complete, the LEDs turn off. Turn on your headset and plug in the Bluetooth USB adapter to your computer. You will hear
PC connected,
and the light on the USB adapter will turn solid. If you need to pair your headset to the USB adapter again, you can do this via the PolyLens desktop app. For the best audio and user experience, we recommend that you use the USB adapter to connect to your computer and not pair direct to its own Bluetooth. To connect to your smartphone, simply slide and hold the power switch to the Bluetooth symbol until the light flashes red and blue and you hear
pairing.
on your smartphone. Go to Bluetooth settings and connect to Poly Voyager 4300 series. You will hear,
Pairing successful.
if you need to pair your headset to a Voyager Office Space, sold separately, simply slide and hold the power switch to the Bluetooth symbol until the light flashes red and blue, and you hear.
Pairing.
On the Voyager Office Space, press and hold the Bluetooth pairing button on the back of the base for 2 seconds until the display's panel's Bluetooth icon flashes red and blue. Pairing is successful when you hear.
Pairing successful.
To answer a call, tap the call button. To adjust the volume, tap the volume up or down buttons. To mute your voice during an active call, tap the mute button. To activate your smartphone's default voice assistant, press and hold the call button for 2 seconds. To pause or play audio while listening to music, tap the call button. To skip to the next track, double tap the call button. Your headset can also be used as a wired headset by simply connecting it directly to the computer via the included USB-C cable and setting the power switch to off. This can be useful if your headset's battery is out of charge or you experience audio issues due to interference from other Bluetooth or Wi-Fi devices. The Bluetooth USB adapter includes LEDs that provide the following call status indications. Note that the LED status is different if you are using Microsoft Teams. Flashing red and blue indicates pairing. Solid blue indicates your headset is connected. Flashing blue indicates you are on a call. Solid red indicates mute is activated. Flashing purple indicates you are streaming media from a computer. When use of the Microsoft Teams application is detected, flashing red and blue indicates pairing. Solid purple indicates Microsoft Teams is connected. Flashing blue indicates you are on a call. Solid red indicates mute is activated. Pulsing purple indicates you have a Microsoft Teams notification. For the Microsoft Teams version, as shown by the Microsoft Teams logo on the call button, tapping this button while the headset is inactive will interact with the Microsoft Teams desktop application, bringing it to the front of the screen. You are now ready to enjoy your Voyager 4300 UC series headset. For more information, please visit poly.com.
The Plantronics Voyager 4200 UC series of Bluetooth wireless headsets features 2 wearing styles, mono and stereo. This is what comes in the box. To pair the headset with your mobile device, slide and hold the power button up until you hear pairing, and the headset LEDs flash red and blue. On your mobile device, go to Settings, Bluetooth, On. Scan for devices and select PLT V4200 series. Pairing is complete when you hear "pairing successful" and the LEDs stop flashing. To use the headset with your laptop, simply plug in the Bluetooth adapter. If you need to repair the Bluetooth adapter to your headset, first ensure your headset is on and the Bluetooth adapter is inserted in your PC. Next, slide the headset power switch to pairing mode. And on the Bluetooth adapter, gently press and hold the recessed button with a pen or paperclip. Once the headset is paired, you will hear "pairing successful" and the Bluetooth adapter will illuminate solid blue. For a comfortable fit, adjust the headband size. You can choose to wear the microphone boom on the left or right side by rotating it. However, the right side is recommended for stereo sound. Gently flex and position the boom so the microphone is 2 finger widths from the corner of your mouth for optimum sound quality. To charge your headset, connect the micro USB cable. It takes 90 minutes to fully charge the headset. The battery status LEDs turn off once charging is complete. To answer or end a call, tap the call button. The on-call indicator flashes red to inform others that you're busy on a call. To control the volume, tap volume up or volume down. If you want to mute while on a call, tap the red mute button. If you begin talking but forgot you were muted, a voice alert reminds you that mute is still on. To put a call on hold, double tap the call button. Double tap again to return to the call. To answer an incoming call while on hold, tap once. For personal assistant voice control, press and hold for 2 seconds until you hear the tone. To control music or media, you will use the same call button. Tap once to play or pause. Double tap to skip to the next track, or double tap and hold if you want to fast forward. To select the previous track, triple tap, or triple tap and hold if you want to rewind. Customize your experience by downloading Plantronics Hub for desktop or mobile at plantronics.com/software. The software allows you to personalize your settings and update the headset firmware. You're now ready to enjoy your wireless Voyager headset. For more information, visit plantronics.com.
So you want to get a good Bluetooth speakerphone? Well, you're in store because today we're going to show you a great premium speakerphone that you can use in the office or at home. Are we rolling an intro? Maestro, roll the intro, por favor. And welcome to another episode of What the Tech. I'm your host, Rolando. I'm the founder of Global Tech Worldwide, and I'm so glad that you joined me today where we talk business trends, and we also review office technology. And before we get to all the action on the Bluetooth speakerphone, I want to bring out a guy that I never leave behind. I never leave him behind because he's so good on this podcast. His name is Dave Kelly.
Rolando, man, we are in it to win it together, man. You know, amigos, right?
That's right. Hombres. Bad. Somebody coined the phrase bad hombres. We're good hombres.
We are good hombres. Hey, I love this product segment. I absolutely love it. You know, we've been in the headset business for so long, and for quite a long time, the only speakerphones that were out there were conference speakerphones. You know, they were an endpoint. It wasn't something that was travel friendly. It stayed in a designated room. But
That's
today,
right.
Man, a lot of the big brands, they have them. This is by far one of my favorites. I love the new PolySync family, the 20,
right.
the 40 that we're going to be showing today, and the 60. But man, it's being hands-free. That's a great thing. Wearing a headset, some people don't like it.
And not only some people don't like it, but some people are not on the phone long enough sometimes, or they're not having those kind of private conversations that you normally want to have when you're wearing a headset, right? So that people don't hear everything. In the case of those folks, there's a solution for that, and that's a speakerphone. That way you don't have to put anything on your hair. Sometimes I don't want to wear anything. Like, I'm not wearing anything on my hair. I've got these nice little snug earbuds that go in so I can hear you and the producer. And, maybe you have a nice dude like myself, right? You don't want to mess that up with some headsets, man. Have that really strange band around your head, right? It messes it up, messes up the hair. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, for those fortunate to have hair and take time to care what they look like, all joking aside, a headset is going to mess up your do. This is definitely a nice alternative. You can still be hands-free, sound phenomenal, hear people phenomenal, get your business done, pack it up, and be on your way. Awesome device. So what do you have right now? We're looking at the PolySync 40.
That's right, Dave. We've got some B-roll on it. We've done extensive reviews on some of these speakerphones. So for those that are watching us right now, we've got the Sync 40. I'm thinking of B-roll. I've got the Sync 40 on the screen right now, and in the box you get this nice, cool microfiber cloth that's included when you get that from Global Tech, so you can clean the device, or maybe your glasses or your computer screen or some other device that you happen to be using with. Dave, it's a real simple device. It's a quick plug and play. I want to point out that it's got all the materials you need in the box. You may want to also use the PolyLens app with this on your computer so that you can get the latest and freshest updates so that you don't have any bugs or problems with any apps that you're going to use it with.
Man, that's a good size device. So within the Sync family, you have a good, better, best. This is the better, right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell, it's certainly a little bit larger than the 20. So I think you'd probably be able to put this in a nice huddle space. How many people do they recommend?
Usually huddle spaces are going to have between 4 and 8 people. Usually that's about the right range. A medium size, small or medium sized room. I've used this one. I've got it on my desk. We're going to show it to the folks. You get really good audio. It fills up a room, whether it's a small room or a medium-sized room, very well. We've got it right here on the tabletop. As you see, you get the microfiber cloth. Just want to remind you of that. And just to compare, here's the 40 on the top. And let me adjust the camera here. And here is the 20. The 20, I've used the 20, love the 20. I'm more of an audio person, Dave. I really love the 40. You get more bass in here. And let me just flip the back so you could see why that is. You know, you get a little bit bigger speaker on the 40, which is up top, and on the 20 is very portable. It fits right in your palm. It looks kind of like a smartphone. It has almost that same profile, almost the same size of a big Galaxy Note or probably the iPhone 13. It's got that nice, let me bring it up a little closer. Let me move my microphone a little bit so I can give you a little bit more. There we go. You got some buttons on the 20, which we also have for sale. The rocket button. If you get the Teams version, you're going to have an additional Teams button right in here, and that allows you to do some advanced features when you're using Microsoft Teams. So again, if you're a Microsoft Teams user, you'll really want to get the Teams version. Otherwise, for everybody else, Zoom users, Google Meet, the UC version, which stands for Unified Communications, will be just fine. So you get your minus and your plus. You've got your mute. You can take calls right from the speakerphone, Dave. So you don't even have to reach for the phone either. It's push a button, answers your call. And I love this rocket button, not just because it looks like our logo, Dave, but it also allows you to perform some functions that you can program right into this speakerphone. You can go ahead and launch or stop media, which is what I like using it for. If I'm watching YouTube and I want to stop, I just push that button right there. It stops my YouTube dead cold, and when I come right back, boom, it resumes play. Another cool thing that you get on both the 20 and the 40, this is super cool. You get the ability to power up your phone. So if you're running down on juice,
very cool.
You just go ahead, plug it right in here, and it powers your phone. And it could do that because, Dave, you could get an all-day usage on the 20 as well as the 40. They're both meant to be portable. They're both rechargeable. The 40 is just going to give you a bigger profile, and we're going to go to the 40 here in a second again. Another thing to point out here is you get a dedicated power button. I like the tactile feel of having a dedicated power button, Dave. It makes it so much easier. There's no guesswork. You just push it, power on. The other thing, a dedicated Bluetooth button. No guesswork there either. You push that button down, and it starts pairing. Simple. That's what I like. Simple and effective. And it does the job.
So they're doing some things there that are more familiar with people. You know, the tactile buttons, that's a pretty big deal.
That's right.
I was walking a customer through something that had the like the touch sensitive buttons on top.
Oh, yeah. And we sell those.
Yeah.
We sell those.
And they're great products, but you know what? We're kind of tech savvy. This individual they couldn't grasp it. They couldn't grasp it. So I sent them to a video that we made, and they came back and they said, okay, makes sense now. But yeah, I definitely like that. And
you remind me of something, Dave. Before you jump to another thought, you mentioned about easy to use. We had on one of our podcasts a while back ago, the folks from the construction company who basically said that was the selling feature on these polysync devices, these speakerphones, was that they put these out with folks that are in the field, never used this device before, and with the guys who didn't like toys, basically these type of tech toys, and they became converts after using the Sync series of speakerphones.
Yeah, you know, it was they were the folks that were using them were like architects building big projects for cities and bridges and things like that. This type of technology is not in their wheelhouse, and they fell in love with the poly. I think they bought some 20s and some 40s. And when the 40s became available, one of the features that they really liked about that one, so the 40 can do something very special that the 20 cannot do. And that's the virtual daisy chaining. So you can actually put two of those together. You know, Rolando, you mentioned that, you know, for a room of maybe up to 8 to 10 people.
There you go. There's our guy.
There he is. But putting Max Cuny.
Yes.
Did I have that right?
Curtis from Max Cuny.
Yes. But putting the two of those together was a really big deal, because now you can put it in a room of 20 people.
And he came on and said that was the thing with his architects, the ease of use. And he was, at the time, we didn't have the 40 available, but he was really looking forward to having the 40 because of the fact that you could daisy chain two devices. And on the 40, let me point out, Here, I'll bring it up on the close-up cam. You have the pairing button. This is the daisy chain button, which is right here. So it will look for that other Sync 40 to pair to. Just push that button here. Let me see if I can activate it here. I've got it. I've got it hooked up to the PC, so it won't allow me until I do that. But what you've got here is the same thing. You've got the ability to, so you can hear those. You can see how I lower it, and the bar goes down, so you can see and hear right on the front as you're increasing. And we want to go into Bluetooth mode. This would start flashing blue. See, it's telling me PC connected.
Battery high.
Yes, I've had this is because that's what I have on my desk, Dave. That's what I used. I use this Sync 40. I love it. It does a great job of pumping out audio. I would love to do that now, but I think we'll get some feedback if I go ahead and crank out some audio while we're on our stream.
Hey, one of the things I noticed when that thing was when the Sync 40 was flipped upside down, there's some padding on each corner of the base there to kind of keep it from moving around and creating any noise.
That's right. Yeah. So on the 40, hold on a second. Let me zoom in the camera a little bit. There we go. So you get these pads that are on the bottom or on the corners, so it doesn't slide around on your table or on your conference table. As you can see there.
Perfect.
And I'm just going to put it down, and it gives us some resistance. So it does move, but it's not just going to slide off very easily. And it does. I love this mute capability because you'll know exactly when you're muted because it turns red across the front and on the back here.
That was one of our pro tips with a recent show. With headsets and speakerphones, understand how to quickly grab or quickly activate that mute. Actually, Ori, why don't we throw a pro tip up? I think what do they say? The cart before the horse.
There you go.
Woo! All
Pro
right.
tip numero dos of the day.
So listen, it goes without saying, avoid embarrassment. For your headsets, for your speakerphones, understand how to quickly throw them on mute. You'll save yourself from the inner conversations that other people have, and they're like, "Hey, did you hear Dave yelling at his dog, child, parent?
Yes.
Who knows?" Definitely always know where that mute is.
Well,
and,
that is.
I love how that gives you the feedback. So it goes from green to red. So red, that means yell away.
Yeah, right here, and then right there, red.
Nice.
Very simple, very easy to know, very intuitive. Polly, you did a great job making this very intuitive. I know we talked to Sam Kennedy about this because I love the look and feel. We certainly could trot out all the different devices that we sell, but on the speakerphone. But the fact that you get this really nice kind of denim, kind of more organic, just the feel of it feels like you're like a pair of nice blue jeans. And it does have a really nice look to it rather than just the all black. And we sell a lot of speakerphones that are all black and they look nice and shiny. But this one is definitely going to stand out. If you've got a very nice conference room or you've spent a lot of money on furniture, this will sit really nice in that office and it'll look really great. The other thing, Dave, you could just take this with you. These are meant to wrap around. You just wrap the cable, you wrap it around, and you take it with you. Something that's also important to point out on this, you can't see it on this, is right now I've got it. You know what? Give me a second. I'm going to unplug it from my end.
So the cable management system is nice. You know, it just kind of wraps around itself. You could easily throw that in a laptop bag and jump on an airplane.
So on the 40, you get the USB-A and C combo.
Nice.
So now, whether you've got a laptop or a computer that uses C or A, you don't have to worry about buying a different version. I give major props to Poly for this because they are going against the grain with some other manufacturers that make you buy a C or an A. They're like, What the heck? It's what the Teck, Dave. This is 2021 right now. Might as well just include that adapter so that you could use it with a C or A. Very simple.
Cool.
Does the job. No need to worry about, well, this guy or that gal or in this office or in that office, they have C versus no. So if you're ordering stuff for a group of people, Dave, it doesn't matter what type of computer they have now, whether they have C, A, or Bluetooth, because you get the ability to use all three here, C, A, or Bluetooth. You're all set. No need to worry. So kudos to Poly for thinking outside the box and putting this adapter in the box.
You know, no reason to have a delay of game because you don't have a USB-C to A adapter laying around. It's all
exactly.
included.
Throw the red flag at that. Not even yellow. Should be red for those manufacturers that are not providing those essential accessories inside the box.
So something else with this. So it is a travel-friendly product if you had to move around, even if you're just moving from huddle space to huddle space. Is there a place on the back that houses the Bluetooth USB dongle?
Yes. So on the back, you've got. Let me just wrap this cable for you. So if you've got the USB, I'm trying to look for it because I've got a few other. Let me see. Yes. All right. Let's bring that into focus first. There we go. Let me spin it around so it says pop. Okay. So you've got a compartment here on the side, Dave. This compartment here, you can put the adapters, and it will house it there. Let me free up my other hand to show you. All right. So you could slide that right in there. You see, it kind of tucks away. Obviously, I can wrap it around, but it tucks away in there.
Right. Yep.
And I am looking for my Plantronics dongle, and I don't have. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I've got an extra one over here. Just have to borrow it from one of the other boxes.
Throwing curveballs.
Yes, indeed, but that's okay. I'm ready for your curveball. I see your curveball, and right there, you can see your USB dongle could slide right in there too.
Perfect.
So you could take it with you. All right. But it's a great little tool. I like it. For those people that don't want something this size, you just go with the 20. The 20 will work for most folks, but if you've got a little bit larger space or a huddle space, 40 will sound excellent in any home office or in any medium or small sized conference room.
Yeah. And if you're hosting a party for New Year's Eve, you have two of them.
Yeah.
One in this corner, one in that corner.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty there. If you're doing that, or again, or you've got a bigger conference room, it's easy. You don't have to actually crowd around. You know, the old days you had to be around that microphone that was on the table. Right. You don't have to do that anymore. Those days are gone with the fact that you can daisy chain the 40.
Hunched over an inch away from the speaker.
Yeah, no more. Those days are over with this guy. All right, so that's the 40. We wanted to do. Are we going to do that? We're going to do a splash test. All right, so let me throw it to you, Dave. I'm going to go get some water, and we'll do a splash test right here.
All right. So while you go do that, I'm going to talk to the audience, and I'm going to put in some sort of a scenario. So our folks with Max CUNY, these are architects. They are outside. Very often they're outside. And if you can picture this, picture the Ford F-150 Lightning, Ford's new electric pickup truck, which is going to be a huge hit. A couple of folks that are standing around outside. They're wearing hard hats, and they're communicating with their client that is also in charge of working with them on the project. They're outdoors. They're outdoors. They can't control the environment. Yes, it could be coffee that would spill or whatever it might be. It could just be a light rain. Shoot, maybe snow. I know a lot of us are going to be thinking about that pretty soon. But regardless, they're outside in the environment with elements they can't control. These are expensive commercial devices. You don't want a little bit of water ruining your new UC speakerphone. So with the waterproofing here, and we'll show you the water test here, it will stand up to Mother Nature. So we will simulate Mother Nature. Rolando, I don't know if you have What are you putting this in? You putting this in just a cup? You're gonna do the whole pitcher test? He has a big pitcher that we had done this with. It was probably the iced tea pitcher, the sun tea that Rolando is probably used to making over there. Gallon of water. I don't think Mother Nature is gonna put a gallon of water on this, but it's kind of an extreme test that we're doing. So Rolando is setting up. He's filling up that jug. I assume he's bringing this outside because he's not going to throw the water on the ground. And I don't know what kind of camera we're going to have. So that's going to be pretty interesting. We'll probably throw it up on the table. Put some water on it. You know what? We've had fun with tests like this. We've taken some headsets and splashed them around in water and used them. You know, we've done our blender test, the dog, the child test, but this test always makes me laugh. Part of the reason is we play music through the speakerphone. We'll do the test and we'll play music again. It's music that we're allowed to play, so we don't have to pay a royalty to play it. So when Rolando was dancing to free music, it's the funniest thing because nobody likes the free music. The free music is always quite boring. So that's also a testament to Rolando where he can boogie to a song that is horrible. Absolutely horrible. One of the things that's pretty great about these next gen products is the fact that lithium batteries, that technology has been changing. You know, think about the electric cars, think about what Tesla does with their batteries. So the battery technology is getting bigger. Sorry, shouldn't say bigger. It's evolving so they can do more with less. Think about that when it comes to wireless headsets and speakerphones. You know, these are not the old school NiCad batteries of yesterday, where if you didn't completely discharge it, you'd ruin the life of it. These are lithium ion. They're becoming smaller, more powerful. Obviously, with size, they can become a little, you'd save on some weight. But the power of this product being able to also charge a secondary device, your cell phone, a tablet, whatever it might be, you know, that's probably something that we'll end up seeing in some next gen products from other manufacturers. But as of right now, Pauly, you guys did it. You've kind of set the standard there. And again, I'm sure other people will follow. Sometimes we live in a world of me too. So right now it's going to be Pauly first in line, and we'll see what the other folks do. But we have Rolando back with us. Rolando, what is that?
All right. So I've got the Sync 40 in.
How appropriately named this test.
Yep, in the sink. I've got a little thing to keep the water from running all over the place, but we're gonna pour water right on this device. It's got a waterproofing. It's got an IP rating. Is it 54 or 57, Dave?
I don't know.
54. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. It's 54. All right. And so what that means is that if you're, and you probably explained to our folks what it does and why that's valuable. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what happens when you do this. Okay. Go for it. You want to?
No. Can you play music through the speakerphone?
Oh, you want me to play music while I'm pouring it, or you want me to pour and then? All right. All right. So let's pour first, and then we'll play some music afterwards. Okay. Well, the lady's still telling me. Look at that. Ooh, look at that stuff. That is real water, Dave.
It better only be water.
Look at that. There.
Here's the scotch you sent me, Dave, for Christmas.
Oh my. Look at that. It's still. And just so you can see, it's beating.
Kind of beating off there.
Yeah.
No phone is connected.
All right. She's still talking. All right. And now the ultimate test. We're just going to plug it in. What I'm going to just do here is unwrap. Let me just dry off the connectors. All right, I've done that.
Water and electricity, always a great combo.
Yep. All right, so right now it's connected to the computer. Whoa. All right, let me remove the water.
And that was not a light splash.
No. We waterboarded this guy. All right. All right, so just a second here while I... All right. Oops. Let's try that in. Whoa, there we go. All right, so we've got that here. Now, let's pick out... hold on a second while I pick
All right,
out
you got to
some...
be careful. You got to be careful with what you play for music.
Yeah, I know all this. It's got to be royalty free. So just give me a second while I pick out. Let me go somewhere where we won't get in trouble with what we play online. Okay. All these restrictions, you know. I'm trying to play it straight so that royalty free. There we go. A particular genre that you like, Dave?
Just something you can dance to.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Something you can dance to.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not going to work. They want me to do some shenanigans on that. So let me try that one more time. Dusty Faded Spaceship. If you're still on. Now, what's going on with Dusty Faded Spaceship? Is it big shout out? Oh, this device, this is the PolySync 40, the one that we're getting ready to do an audio test with after going ahead and splashing it down with water. I'm going to play it down. Okay, so let me see if I can send the audio through the speakers right now. Got the audio selected. Here we go.
There you go.
We can see it on camera.
Wow, it sounds phenomenal. I thought I was going to get you to dance on that, Rolando.
All right. So that was the audio coming through. Let me see. Let me try something else. Put this mic right here. I didn't realize I could do this.
Certainly still working.
Working like a charm, Dave.
Wow, you really gave that a bath.
It took and it's still working. So for those folks that are, let me switch my audio so I can actually hear you better. You're outdoors, right, Dave? You want that. You're on the beach. You want that. You are construction. You want that. You're somebody that has to go just outside the office. You know, maybe you're a professional driver. Anybody that has to, you want to go to the park, Dave? How many people? I go to the park. I go on trails. I just throw it in my bag, and you're having fun. There's products out there that may do this, but if you got to use it with other apps, this is the difference maker. And if you are out in the middle of nowhere, guess what, Dave? You've got extra juice to spare, so you can charge up your smartphone. Because what's the point of having music if your smartphone dies on you? You're out on the trail or you're out the beach or something, right? No more music. And this is going to outlast your smartphone. You've got way more charge time here than your smartphone. So it's like having not only extra power with you when you go, but Also having something that is going to allow you to play it all day long and not going to stop the party in case some rain starts coming down from the sky.
Man, it's just an awesome next gen speaker that has all of the features, just everything in there. This, that it's pretty substantial. Does that come with that comes with a carrying case, I would assume?
Hello, you got me, Dave.
It may not.
I don't think one does. The 20 comes with a lanyard. This one doesn't come with a lanyard. It comes with a Kensington security lock. So if you want to lock it down on your computer, you want to lock it down on your conference room, that's kind of the trade-off. On the 20, let me pull the 20 here. So on the 20, you have this this little hole here, which is made. I'm going to zoom in a little bit better. There we go. It's made to be worn with a lanyard. You see that little that little divot in here? You just sneak it right in there. So if you're on the go, you take it with you, you put it around your wrist, you're good. So they made these devices so you can take it with you on the go. That's what they're designed for. That's why you have the waterproofing on it. That's why you have the extra charging capability. So outdoors, people, you got to love this. This has got to be something in your backpack, in your toolkit if you're a professional and you work outdoors or you for a living, or you want to have something that's not going to break in case it's a little bit of rain, because most devices will not keep working after what we did to it.
I wouldn't even test it on any of sorry, I wouldn't test that water thing on some of the other products, that we have. If they're not rated for it, I wouldn't test it. But yeah, it's just kind of a cool feature. You know what? Is it the most important feature of it? It could be. It's insurance that maybe you'll never use, but it's insurance nonetheless. It's an expensive device, commercial device, so it's a nice way to protect it in case something should happen.
And Dusty, I think he was watching us. He was. We're gonna give him another shout out for watching us today. And Dave, that brings up a good point. So Dusty Faded Spaceship, I should say. Thanks for watching. He liked that demo. I know that some of those folks that are watching are also going to like that. And that reminds me, if you're watching us today and you like what you're seeing, don't forget to follow. Bump the like button so that this video content can come to more people who want to see this type of material. And I'm sure there are many, many more folks that want to, but bumping that like button lets us know that we're on the right track. And if you want to show us some love, that's the right way to do it. Like button, follow, whatever platform you're on, because right now we're coming through you over multiple platforms. Go ahead and do that.
Excellent. Yeah, so Dusty, thank you. Rolando, I'm glad you liked that demo.
Oh, okay. Dusty, she. All right, I've been corrected. So she. Thank you for letting us know that and watching with us today. Excellent. Dave, you were going to say something?
No, listen, I want to talk about some other pro tips. We have some pro tips for some must-have accessories.
Okay, go for it.
Woo! Someone's got to do the Ric Flair yell at the end of that one.
Woo! Número 3.
You started that one. All right, hey, listen. Must-have accessories. Must-have accessories. What's our two favorite accessories? Our Global Tech Worldwide 2-in-1 charger. Rolando, you have one of those over there?
I sure do. Give me a second. I'll pull it out.
Love this particular charger. 2-in-1 charger. It's a wall charger or a car charger, and it has dual USB ports on there, and what looks very similar to the rocket button on the Poly device.
I know. And we came out with this logo before they did, so I don't know. They didn't ask us. Maybe we should. They should be paying a royalty here for that, right? Well, here you go. This is what it looks like. This is a one-of-a-kind type of charger that will allow you to use it at home, whether you're at in the office or on the road. So if you need to charge two devices, you've got that capability. You've got the USB charging. And let me get that in focus for you. There we go.
There it is.
So you've got two USB ports here to charge two devices. You've got the car charging or vehicle charging capability. so you can take it out on the road with you. And you've got the home charging. It just flips out, flips back in. So it's out of the way. And you can just take it with you. I've got this in the car, Dave, and I love it because that way we're not fighting over the USB charging ports when we're in the car. If you got kids, or you know how that can go. You know, everybody in the car for a road trip, and everybody wants to charge their device.
You know, one of the things that this also does, that the speakerphone also does, it gives you that feedback. When this thing is juiced up, the USB ports turn blue. So there's no guesswork. Like, is something broken in my wall charger? Is something broken on my car charger? If it's blue, it's juiced.
I had that happen the other day where in my car the fuse blew on the in the lighter.
Yep.
And I did not know if the problem was something else. So I plugged this bad boy in, and it wasn't turning blue. So I knew right away there was something wrong with the car itself. So it lets you know it's working because it turns blue. It's getting juice. If it's not turning blue, something wrong with the power or something wrong with your car lighter.
You know what it's a great accessory. And you know what, a lot of the manufacturers today, they're not giving you the power bricks at all because they assume that, hey, everybody has power bricks. You know, everybody has 1,000 of them. So this one, it's unlike the other ones that you have. It's dual purpose, and it's just great. Just a really solid charger.
And you know what, Dave? Another thing, not just not giving you the power bricks, but because they're not giving you the power bricks, the charging a lot of times you're done on your own USB port. And if you've got, a MacBook like I do, you only have 2 ports for USB, and those are basically used for other things. And with a accessory like this, Dave, you don't have to worry about it. You want to charge it up, just plug that in. You don't have to worry about covering up a USB port.
Yep. So that's one of the great accessories that you can get exclusively here at Global Tech Worldwide. But hey, the other awesome accessory, I really love this. I was actually going to tell you we should give some of these away, but hey, that's something that we may want to throw out. Hey, somebody want to throw a comment?
Tomorrow. We could do it for a Tech Tuesday.
Somebody hit us up on our Facebook or leave a comment here, LinkedIn. You want to try out a blue beacon? Let Rolando know. He'll send you one.
Let us know. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it today. Well, you know what? We'll open it up for today and tomorrow. I was thinking that we'd do that tomorrow, but if you want, hit me up on LinkedIn. You can go to our Global Tech page or Rolando Rosas, and you hit me up for today and tomorrow only. We will get a Blue Beacon Bluetooth extender out to you.
The range extender.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
We'd love to get more of these in your hands so that you can get the real wireless range, the real wireless experience that you're looking for out there.
That's right. And Dave, and I've heard this from other businesses that are mainly in the conference room business, right? You're talking to folks that have conference rooms. One of the issues in the conference room is range. And sometimes that computer that's connected to the speakerphone is not right next to it. They may have it out on the corner or somewhere else on the table where the audio is connected to that computer, and it may cause a problem if you don't have a strong enough signal to go from that computer that may be sitting in the corner, or it may be in a classroom somewhere, going through a lot of people's bodies. Bluetooth signal is notoriously weak, and the Blue Beacon will help you get a much better signal, especially if you're in a classroom environment or in a conference room where you have a lot of other objects in there getting in the way.
Yep, without a doubt.
All right. Well, let's see. Dave, was there anything else that we missed on these 2 devices? Did we have something else that we wanted to throw in, Ori?
No, I think we're good with the videos on this demo.
All right. Did we have any of the videos from Polly that we wanted to roll on this, or did we have any? All right. Let's go ahead and roll that. You got it? We're going to show you some of the nuts and bolts here behind the 40. As you can see, a lot of the stuff that's built in, the 3 microphones that are in there. Oh, thanks for giving us a nice little stop there. touch sensitive controls, your programmable rocket button. Again, you want to use the Poly Lens app with this so that you can program that button. It's got so much you could do. Highly recommended. That's the Poly Lens app for your PC so that you can program that. And Dave, we've got several videos on programming that button as well on our YouTube channel, so you can take a look at there as well. All right, keep rolling it, Ori. We've got a status bar so that you know exactly. You got that 20 hours, Dave, 20 hours, 20 of battery time on this guy. That's why you've got the ability to charge your phone. This is going to outlast, I don't know of any smartphone that goes 20 hours.
Certainly not mine.
So you've got an extra juice here for that. You've got a very big speaker relative to its size, so you're going to get some bass out of this. As we showed earlier, after dousing this thing with water, you still get very good, clear audio. It's going to fill up a room. You pair it with two devices, Dave, like you said, which is something you can do on the 40. You fill up a pretty good sized conference room with the audio, and it will pick up the speakers around the conference room or classroom.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, it's expandable, so you can keep it for the smaller huddle rooms. But if you have that team meeting or that company-wide meeting where you all get together within that one room, now you can have both of them, and you're off to the races.
All right. And or we're going to end screens. All right. So we've got some other videos that Dave and I want to tell you about. We're right in here in those videos where we talk about the 5200 Voyager, comparing that bad boy to the M300 Blue Parrot, as well as fast support, how to do it. We've put our 20 years of research and knowledge for you, so you don't have to wait around getting hung up on support. So check those two videos out. Hello and welcome back to Answer the Community, where I answer your questions. And today we're tackling the PolySync 20 and the Sync 40 speakerphones. As you may know, Poly has released a new line of speakerphones, including the Sync 20, the Sync 40, and the Sync 60. Today we're not highlighting the 60, we're focusing in on the Sync 40, as well as comparing that to the earlier release of the Sync 20. Before we get started, I want to invite you to bump the like button, hit subscribe so we can bring you more of these types of videos. So let's take a look at what you get inside the box of the Sync 40. You get this nice blue box that says Sync 40 right on the front, and the Sync 40 comes in two versions. One version comes with a Bluetooth dongle, which I've got here on the side, and that is sold either separately if you don't need the Bluetooth dongle, or it also comes included depending on the version that you're purchasing. I just want to also note that we also provide a microfiber cloth so that you're able to clean your glasses or whatever else that you want to clean, your screen, or even the actual Sync 40 should you get some stuff on it. So let's take a look at what's inside this box. So you'll see you get a quick start guide, and there's all the legalese. If you like some easy reading at night, you get that included as well. It should come wrapped in plastic. Let's take this out of the box. As you can see, it's got quite a bit of a nice look and feel to it. It's got a nice kind of denim look on the front. Instead of your standard black, it's got their volume up and down. You've got a mute button, and there is another version as well that includes a Teams specific button, and that is for those folks that are real heavy users of Microsoft Teams. And if you are a user of Microsoft Teams, you want the PolySync 40 version that is designed specifically for Microsoft Teams. So let me move this box out of the way. Let's take a look at this here on the table. This is what the Sync 40 looks like. It comes with this cable, and you have a, which is this connector here, and if you have a newer style connector, it comes with a USB-C. Let me unwrap it from here. So you can see you get quite a bit of distance here with this cable. And these are the two connectors, USB-A and USB-C. So no need to purchase a separate connector if you've got the newer USB-C standard. The Sync 40 is also a Bluetooth device, so you'll be able to use it with your phone or PC. Now, for those users that are going to use it with PC, it is highly recommended to either use the USB connection or go ahead and use it with the dongle. You're going to get much better audio quality, you get a better performance, and you'll be happier for the stable connection that you get when you use a USB Bluetooth dongle. We also have a Bluetooth extender, so if you plan on using it with the dongle and you want to maybe move it into a conference room or more than 10 feet away from the PC that you're using it, links are below to the Bluetooth Blue Beacon extender to give you a little bit of extra range and a better quality signal. So we've got the Sync 40 and as well the entry-level model, the Sync 20. The big difference is the size. So you're going to get a size difference between the 40, which is really designed mainly for medium-sized rooms, or if you want a little more oomph in volume, the 40 works well for that. The 20 works really well too, but just so you can get a size in comparison, this is a 1-inch. Let me move this over. 1-inch dongle right here, so you can get a sense of scale. Other than that, this does come with the USB-C and A, so you don't have to worry about what type of adapter you need. Okay, so that's that. The first question is from Amazon, and it's as follows. Will this work well for Teams conferencing with multiple voices in the room? It's a great question. So when you have multiple people in a room, you can use different solutions. So the Sync 40 in particular is good for those medium-sized rooms or even larger conference rooms where you want to have multiple people in the room. One of the cool things about the Sync 40 is that you can actually pair it with a second speakerphone and use it in a room, especially if you have a little larger room and you need better coverage for microphone pickup. Otherwise, one Sync 40 is usually very good for a huddle room where you have 4 to 6 people, or if you're getting above that number, sometimes you may want to use an additional Sync 40 so you get better coverage, both audio as well as for microphone pickup. Great question. Our next question is from Simu. I hope I pronounced that correct. Simu wants to know, why can't I connect the Sync 40 speaker to my PC via Bluetooth? Thought that Bluetooth is something that comes with default these days. Well, Simeo, let me answer a few things for you. I think you've got a couple of different thoughts going on here. So the answer is yes, you can connect it via Bluetooth natively, meaning without a dongle. That's usually recommended if you are basically going to just listen to music and you have your PC and your Sync 40 close to each other. Why is that important? Bluetooth is a signal that's very prone to interference. It is also a weak signal, so that if you have interference, whether it's objects or even other Wi-Fi networks in the area or near you, those things can interrupt the Bluetooth signal. That's why it's recommended, if you're going to be using with a PC, that you use the USB cable that comes with it and connect it to the computer. Otherwise, it is highly recommended. I've recommended this for clients all the time. Go ahead and use that USB dongle. It's going to give you a much more stable and a much better experience, because the dongle provides a dedicated resource for you on that computer. We've covered in previous episodes on the importance of having a good Bluetooth connection. And if you take a look at the links below, we have other episodes going into deeper details about how to make sure you have a good Bluetooth connection with the device you're intending to use. Our next question is a really good one here. Is there any way to turn down the lady's voice who announces when the devices connect or disconnect, etc., like a verbal confirmation, but it's way too loud? Well, let me help you on that one. Let me turn to the close-up cam so you can see how to do that. It's really simple. So on the Sync 40, you've got two buttons, and when it's in idle mode, essentially you're not actively using it, as long as you have it powered on, all you need to do is, as you can hear, I'm going to take the volume up.
No phone is connected.
And you could hear that it's much louder. It was announced by the lady's voice. Now,
No phone is connected.
thank you for reminding me. No phone is connected. See, now I'm going to turn it all the way down. And on the front, on the 40, you have an indicator bar. And as you can see, no phone is, she's much, much lower. So just go ahead and if it's too loud, go ahead and take it all the way down. And the next time she talks, her voice is much lower than the default. All right. And that's how you do that. And our last question also comes from Amazon. I have read that there is a Microsoft Teams certified version. Is this version MS Teams certified? Awesome question. This is coming up more and more with people that are working from home, or their offices are migrated to Microsoft Teams. So let me tell you exactly what you're going to get with the Sync 40. There is a version that is designed from Microsoft Teams and is certified for Microsoft Teams. On that Sync 40 speakerphone, you'll have an additional button towards the bottom, right around this area here, and you will see the Microsoft Teams logo, and it's a purple button when it's in use. Now, if you are a Microsoft Teams user, you will really want to get this version, simply because you have a lot of features on that version that you can utilize with Microsoft Teams. And down below in the links, we have a link to all of the different features that you can use with the Sync 40 and Microsoft Teams that are great little nuggets to save you time when you use Microsoft Teams. Now, for all you other people that are not using Microsoft Teams, there's another version called the UC version of the Sync 40. This stands for Unified Communications. And so if you are a Zoom user, you use other apps like RingCentral or maybe Pandora or SiriusXM, or you stream or you YouTube or any of that that's not having anything to do with Microsoft Teams, you'll want to get this version. This just means you get exactly the same thing, but you won't get that Microsoft Teams button. So if you are a person that needs to use this with Microsoft Teams, go ahead and get the Microsoft Teams version. And if you're somebody that's never going to use Microsoft Teams, well, go ahead and use the UC version. But in both cases, you can use them with every single app. The difference is the Teams version is certified from Microsoft Teams and out of the box is ready to use with Microsoft Teams. Other than that, they both will work on every app out there. And there you have it. And that's a look at the Sync 40 and the most frequently asked questions on this new Poly speakerphone. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and bump that like button. Join me now in part 2, where I answer more questions on the Sync 40 speakerphone. I'll see you there. All right, there we go. And give me one more second. Let's try that again. So, welcome back and to another session of What the Tech. I'm Rolando, founder of Global Tech Worldwide, and you're watching What the Tech, where we talk about business trends, and we review office devices. And today we are talking about video devices that you would use in the office or at home. Maestro, go ahead and roll that intro. And welcome to What the Tech. I'm Rolando. I'm glad you joined me today on this episode of What the Tech, where we are talking about devices that are used in the office, there where you need to use video and you want to upgrade that look. A lot of us have seen a lot of video over the last months, even 2 years, that don't look so good. Well, we're going to help you out so that you can up your game, help your brand look the best, and take a look at some of the latest devices that are available that can make your life a lot easier when you're using online meeting platforms like Zoom or Teams or something like that. But before we get to all the action, I need to bring in somebody that can help me and guide me and navigate me through all these choppy waters when it comes to video. He's the master, the pro, the ace. Bring out Dave Kelly for me, would you? Thank you, Ori.
Rolando, I'm gonna do my best to help navigate these waters with you, but I gotta admit, I haven't had these solutions from Poly. They're so hot off the press that I haven't even had some of these in my hands. These are some of the most impressive video solutions out there. There's a lot of products. You know, it's a messy world of video. You know, there's some newcomers that got into the mix at the beginning of the pandemic. They're like, we need some of this. You have some of the tried and true brands, including Poly, that really know what they're doing in this space. But these are going to be some pretty awesome solutions, and I'm looking forward to learning a little bit from you on these.
Well, we've got some videos that we've cooked up so we can show folks what we can actually do with some of these devices. You know, Dave, I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of video over the last almost 2 years that we've been, under these conditions. And I got to tell you, you know, everybody's trying to do, some people are trying to do their best, but sometimes you got to step up your game. You know, that's what I think part of the like Zoom fatigue thing is, that people want an experience when they see you on camera versus just, looking up at your nose, right? Which is not so flattering for most of us when you're looking right up at your nose and your eyes. You want to look at something like decent like this, or even better. By all means, we don't have the most expensive cameras out here that you're looking at, but we're making it work with what we have so that you can have an experience. And a lot of people have been on Netflix or have been watching Apple Plus and watching something else, and then they got to go and watch, Joe and his his screen at work and on Zoom and be on a call for an hour and then talk to Susie and whatever. And it's not the same, but it doesn't have to be that way, Dave.
No, it's so funny. Someone, I was on a meeting with someone not too long ago, and I didn't know the person very well, and I wanted to say, position your camera a little bit higher, and you may need to cut your nose hairs. And it was just because of the experience. They were huddled over their laptop, which was just looking directly up at them. It had nothing to do with lighting or anything like that. It was just a little too up close and personal. These are personal devices. They give us that opportunity to have the face-to-face interactions that we've all been missing. But you don't want to embarrass yourself. You still want to dress to impress. It's not a flattering angle. If I was to do that to you guys would probably tell me I probably need a weed whacker up there. But it's it's a good way to up your game. It's time to move on from our embedded webcams and step it up to something from Poly.
Well, Dave, the landscape is so competitive. The business world is so competitive. And if this can give you an advantage over your competition, I can't see why you wouldn't want to invest in it, right?
True.
More and more customers, whether there be B2B customers or B2C customers, they're getting savvier. They want you to display that product. They want us. We heard from, there's a guy in New York, candle maker, Thompson Ferrier. He says desirability, right? You want your product or service to be desirable. It's not so desirable, Dave, if somebody's looking up your nose.
No.
Or looking at really grainy, fuzzy video. So these devices are going to take your business. If you're doing this for a living, if you're talking to customers, maybe you're a content creator and you want to maybe step it up from the iPhone or Android that you're using to something to free you up so that you can use your hands, have the environment around you, as we're showing some of the poly solutions. This is going to take your game to that next level, impress the socks off of your customers, as well as possibly some of your colleagues. And we're going to show some of these devices. And we have some video where we've unboxed these. So we're going to start with the Studio P15, right, Ori? All right. So we've got the Poly Studio P15. We're going to have a little unboxing here for you that we did a little while ago so that you could see what comes in the box with the P15. It's very easy to use, Dave. Back in the day, these devices, this P15, this would have cost you at least $3,000 for this device. And it comes packed with so many features in it that it's amazing at the price point that is. It's right around $600, which is a fraction of what this would have cost 5 years ago.
I used to be part of the Poly, or it was PictureTel, and then Polycom had acquired them, and their medium room video systems were like $15,000. They were so expensive, and that was just for smaller rooms. I'm forgetting some of the names of the products because it's been so long, but man, so much can be done in a smaller package these days.
And what is in those packages, Dave? On the P15, you get a 4K camera.
Big,
which is huge. You get extra USB ports on the back. You have it is connected via USB-C, but you can use an adapter with that if you have a USB-A type of computer or laptop. This is meant to go on you can use this on a computer monitor. I would recommend that. It comes with a little stand. I'm not showing it there, but it comes with a stand to allow you to let it sit on your monitor very easily, so that it's very stable. It does come with a power supply. It is important to point this out. So you have the ability to use USB with it, but you need to use the power supply. And that's because, Dave, inside of this really feature-packed all-in-one bar, you get some amazing audio speakers to drive that audio. And let me just adjust my camera over here. A little fuzz. There we go.
So they have a built-in speakers and microphones within the bar itself.
Yeah, so you have built-in speakers, built-in. Who am I looking at? You have built-in speakers. You have built-in drivers that are in here. Let me take that out, show it to you. Do I look a little dark to you, Dave, or is it just me? I look a little dark, but that's all right. We'll roll with it. So
do I look a little opposite of
yeah.
dark?
Oh no, it's the lighting right now. It looks. Oh, what happened there? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that in focus. Let's see. All right. I don't know, Ori. We may have some issue here on this particular camera. No, it wants me right here. It wants me a little closer. All right, so let's do this. Let's not fight it. It wants me to be a little more intimate with the people. All right, so I'll be more intimate with the people. Look, people. You get a P15. It looks big. It looks intimidating, but don't be intimidated by it. Let me see if I can get it to refocus. There we go. It looks a little intimidating. Don't be intimidated by that. You get the ability to have great audio, and I think this camera's. Let's drop the wide angle, Ori. It's fighting us today. There we go. So you see this on this side. There we go. Look at that speaker. This is the number one complaint for a bunch of the lower end webcams is the audio piece. This is going to take that problem out of the equation. You get audio that's unbelievable, so the receive audio, but you also get all of these sensors that are included, so it does some other things you won't find on other devices that are USB, like this one. So you've got sensors on here to sense your motion, so it can track and follow you. And we've got some videos that we're going to show you in a little bit about that. But it also has some of that built-in AI for the audio where it can actually filter out. And this happened to me, Dave, when I first got this device. I plugged it in, and once you know, as I'm moving about, I move around here in my office, and I was moving to the sides, and people couldn't hear me. And they were like, "What's wrong? We can't hear your audio." Well, it turned out the acoustic fence technology that's built into this P15 was kicking in. So if you go outside of the cone, literally outside of the cone, there's a cone that you can adjust in terms of the audio, and the sensors built in pick that up. If you're outside of that cone, it does not register the audio at all, which is something that's a problem with most of the lower end webcams. If you go through any website, Amazon or otherwise, you're going to find that the 1-star or 2-star complaints on most webcams is that the audio is poor. You won't have that problem here with the P15.
Now, and let's also talk about that acoustic fencing. You're telling me when you were outside of the camera's field of view, it wasn't that the people on the other end, they couldn't hear you at all.
No,
so
they can't.
So, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. If you're not on camera, yeah, they don't. The product is smart enough to know that these people need to be transmitting audio, and if you're outside of that field of view, then it shouldn't be part of it. So it's pretty awesome feature. That's something that can be toggled on and off, Rolando.
That's right. So the acoustic fence technology can be on, can be off. You can adjust it. I want to point out that with the Poly Lens, it's a free software you download on your PC. It'll keep you up to date on all of these features. There's stuff that I just before we got on air, I was just looking at the Poly Lens app that I have, and there was another update for the P15 just today when I plugged it in. So you'll want to have that so you get the latest and greatest. And we do have the ability there, as you could see with the Poly Lens app, to make some adjustments to the P15 so that you can get the best video possible.
That's really cool because everyone's lighting's a little bit different. It's nice to have the advanced capability where you can change those different settings for the light. And, I know that we've made some pretty awesome videos specifically on this product on making those adjustments. Definitely check out our other videos. Find this one on the P15, and Rolando will show you how to go from green. It's kind of like green to perfect. You made this really nice.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Dave. You can make your video look really pro quality, and that's what the advantage of using a software and a hardware where the manufacturer makes both of these things. A lot of times you have solutions where the manufacturer makes something really good, but you don't have a way to really tweak it this way. And Poly's made it very easy for you to tweak it. And if you're an enterprise user, they also have an extra layer on top of this. That's a service that allows you to manage these endpoints, so that if you have, whether it's 20 or 500 or 5,000 of these out there, you can upgrade them all. They're all on the same firmware. You can manage them, and it'll be just like an asset that you're tracking on your network, like your laptop and whatnot. You know where they are, you know where they're located, you can geo-track them. Poly gives you that capability. So as an enterprise manager, you have all the tools you need to know if the status of this device is good, if it's out of firmware, who has it, and where it's located.
Hey, that's a huge value add when organizations are looking to standardize on a brand. Standardizing on Poly for your headsets, for your speakerphones, for your conference phones, for your endpoint telephones and your video systems, and being able to manage that all in one place with one application. If that doesn't bring value, I don't know what does.
Well, that's what a fully integrated company can do. That's why companies like Apple and Amazon done so well. They can integrate a full suite of applications and hardware into an ecosystem, and Poly has that. They have from your phones to the video to the headsets to the video conferencing units and also the audio. So you have a full suite all under one roof, and you can manage it all so that your enterprise stays up to date with the latest. So Dave, the P15, we've unboxed it. We've talked about the features. Do we have the tutorial, Ori, where we've got the Lenovo and the Mac, and yep, why don't you bring that up? I love this video that we put together because you actually get to see what the video, and I love this is done on its own. The P15 will zoom in just like if you had a built-in virtual director, Dave, so that if you're in a classroom environment, you're a content creator and you want to show off your solutions, maybe you're in a retail store and you want to show virtually to your customers around the world or somewhere else what your products look like, and you want to walk around, you could do that with the P15. It will intelligently zoom in into your conversation or what you're pointing at so that you can much more easily look like a professional or pro to any of your clients.
Yeah, that's really nice. You know, it's tricky when you're by yourself in your home office and you're doing a presentation like this. Maybe you're doing some distance learning, fiddling around with the remote control to do the zooming and changing the camera around. It can be done, but it's really nice when you have kind of this automatic feature.
It is. It is really awesome. And as you can see, when you compare the video itself to the MacBook Pro, which is on the bottom left, and the Lenovo on the bottom right, you do get a better picture. The MacBook Pro looks darker. The picture is not as clear. And then when we listening to the audio, you'll also notice, if you want to flip on the audio, Ori, so we can let our folks hear a little bit of that. Hey, everybody. It's Chef Ro here today. And what we got today, What the Teck is bringing you a brand new coffee. Coming to your shelves. It's What the Teck Super Premium Extra caffeinated, hyper caffeinated coffee. This is the coffee you need to start your day. If you don't have this coffee to start your day, you can't think, you can't do things right, you can't think. And what you want is when you're out working on your spreadsheets, that you have the best coffee possible in your cup. That's why I fully endorse What the Teck. What the Teck Super Premium Coffee. Get it today. My attempt at being a chef.
Careful! Don't put too much of that jet fuel in your bloodstream. Give yourself the shakes eventually.
Oh my goodness! You know what I liked about this footage was at the very end. You saw how it panned just slightly over toward the product.
Yeah,
just that touch, like that little finesse that you couldn't get. You can't get that on a fixed built-in webcam like you're the Lenovo or the MacBook. You're not going to get that. That little touch, those are those kind of cinematic effects that this adds into the video, which just gives it enough interest, Dave, that it doesn't. A video would be just boring if it's just there, you talking for 10, 15 minutes, an hour, right? You get those little touches that give you your eye something different to look at, a different angle, different perspective. It's just, I'm psyched up about what this thing could do.
And listen, it is those little touches that people certainly notice. You are your product. If you're doing a presentation and you know that your competition is doing their presentations, it's time to step it up a little bit. You want to stand out. You absolutely want to stand out. And when you have good video, better. When you have great video and you have great audio, you're going into that with an advantage. Smoke the competition. Those guys are going to be left in the dust when you have the real devices like this one from Poly.
And as you could see, I'm standing probably about 10 feet away when you were hearing that audio, about 10 feet away, and it didn't sound bad at all. You could make out what I'm saying. It's like being on a speakerphone, but instead of if you take your phone and you put it 10 feet away, you won't hear that audio very well. This is zooming in on that voice and picking it up at a distance of about 10 feet away.
And you're doing it by yourself. Like you said, you don't have someone that's working the camera for you.
Yes, that is right.
Most people today in their home offices, you're not asking your significant other or your pet to come hey, can you come and grab the controls and zoom in when I'm holding the coffee up like this, please?
That's right. That's right. And it does it. Now you can turn this effect on and you can turn it off. So if you don't want all that zoom and the cinematic effect, you can disable it and it'll be a still shot. And you can also remote control. You can control it from the software and have it so that it's zoomed in all the time. All these things are inside the app that allows you to monkey with the settings. But the P15, we actually shot a whole podcast with it. It was that good of the camera on it. It can shoot up into 4K and provide you very, very good video images.
Yeah, nice product. Really good product. What does this sell for? What's the range?
Around $600. I think that's 600 and change. On the low 600s is what we've got it there. Oh, and the other thing, Dave, when you get it from us, you get experienced pros that are ready and waiting to help you if you need support. This is something that you won't find with most other places that sell these kind of products. They'll send you off to Poly for support, or you're on your own. You're not on your own with Global Tech. We got you covered. We got the people to help you. So if you do need support, we've got professionals that have been trained on the entire line of Poly, certified for video and audio, so that you get exactly the right type of video for your environment. You get it set up if you need us to hold your hand as well. So I just wanted to put in a plug for our tech support people that do an amazing job of supporting our customers.
Yes, they do. Good job, team. This P15 video, what do we call this? I don't know if this would be called just a personal video bar. Looks really nice, the external USB ports. If you needed to put an external speaker, like say the Sync 20 or the Sync 40, that's easy enough. You can do that, Rolando.
Yes, you can. So if you wanted to use one of those speakerphones that we talked about earlier, you can connect it to it. Where maybe you want the audio source closer to you, you could do that. You can also, Dave, use a Bluetooth headset with it for those situations where maybe you've got maybe you work in finance or you work in healthcare and you don't want that audio being broadcast around you. You could use a Bluetooth headset with it, and now you're all set. You have the privacy that you need with your customers. Instead of the audio coming out of the video bar, you've got the audio in your headset when you use this. So that's another little extra layer that you get with something like this that you wouldn't get with another product in this price range. The Bluetooth capability, so that you can use a headset for those moments you need a private conversation.
All right, perfect. Hey, speaking of privacy, is there a privacy shutter on this particular device?
Heck yeah. Let me show you. Love it on here. It's a little wheel. Go ahead, give me a close-up, Ori. Let me see if I can work this camera now. Let me try that again. Oh, okay. So let me bring my face. There we go. Let me just show it this way. Right here, you've got a lens that will shut. You see that little red bar, Dave?
Yep.
Boop.
Nice.
There it is. And then you just close it. There's no guess, and you'll know there's an action LED light in here to show you red and white and green, so you know exactly when the shutter has been closed. No need to put a sticky tape. None of that stuff. I've seen a lot of that over the last couple of years, or some other little cheapy little thing you put on here.
Sure.
You don't want to do that with this. This comes with a nice little shutter. You close it. Boom. That's it. Nobody can see anything. And
it's everybody's worst nightmare, imagining if that camera was on when I just did this, what would have been seen. Take I always joke about it, but don't be the butt of a joke. You have the privacy shutter. There's no guessing. You know when it's not watching.
Exactly. Oh, that's right. That's right. On this P15. Can't say enough about it. We jump into the P21 now?
Yes.
All right. Let's talk, Dave, about a new type of I don't even know what to call it, an all-in-one kind of video solution. There are folks that want as little footprint as possible, little cables as possible, a little as little as very much into the minimalistic type of thing. Poly came out with something called a P21, and the P21 takes the video, puts it inside a display, and allows you to connect it to your existing computer or laptop, so that you have an all-in-one solution to do your video. It's got an audio bar built in, and it's got a wireless charger, so it does multiple things all at once, so that you can more easily have meetings. Maybe you're not moving around like the P15 and you need all those high-end features, the cinematic. You just need something simple. Maybe you have that executive that wants a very clean look on their desk, a very polished look, something that doesn't scream, I've got a big old webcam sitting on my, right? You want it like a very streamlined look. Some people are into aesthetics. If
Sure.
you're into that, right behind me, I've got that. Now, what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to see if I can get this camera to work again, and we're going to try to see if we can zoom in over there. All right.
That is
I'm
a
gonna come
good
over here.
size display.
I'm going to come over here. This is the P21. Oh, there we go. This is the P21 right here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep. The microphone's kind of obstructing the view slightly, but
Let's see. Let's fix that. This bad boy should move around a little bit. All right. Let's try that again. So the P21. I'm gonna look away so you can see. It is this very nice display. A couple of things that I do want to point out. If you are intending on doing this, is an absolute must. I mean, they have it as soon as you take it out of the box. They've got a sticker, all kinds of stuff. You must download the drivers for this. Otherwise, you will get a screen that says that's either blank or says download the drivers. So Poly's made it very simple. They have a landing page to walk you through this, and that landing page is poly.com/P21. You want to start your journey there because you'll want to pick up the drivers for it. And if you have not picked up the Poly Lens app, which is the free app, you'll also want to do that. So step one, go to poly.com/P21, get the drivers and the Poly Lens app, and then plug this guy into your PC.
so Rolando, just to make sure, I'm sorry for interrupting you on
Go
that.
for it, Dave.
So you take your laptop or your computer, you go to that website, and then what? You just connect a USB cable to it?
That's correct. I'm going to do something here. Throw it to Dave for a second. I'm going to make this display a little bit better. Let's see.
All right. So that is an all-in-one, the Studio P21. And I'm really interested to see how we get this thing set up. I'm looking forward to having one of these set up here in my office out here, because I could use a secondary screen for the video stuff. I like the color. It's much bigger than I thought, and I'll ask Rolando what the actual size of that is. I'm also interested to learn, Rolando, about the stand, because with video, it's important that we're not staring up or staring down. You know, I have a camera right now, it's on a tripod, so I can adjust that sort of thing.
Mhm.
But I'm interested to know with this, the way it sits on the stand, can you adjust the height?
Negative.
can't.
You can't. I don't. I'm gonna take a look at the back because this is a new device for us too. And before initially to me I would say negative. So just give me a sec while I look around the back.
I bet.
Right. It's really live. So what I would tell you, negative. You can't adjust it up or down. That's why I put a little base here on the bottom.
Yep.
To bring it. But what you can do is tilt. You see that?
Perfect.
You can tilt. All right. Very easy to tilt. And I've just put this guy on the bottom so that you can actually see the display a little bit better. So again, so I pointed out that you have the you have to download those drivers and that software first. That's the first thing you want to do. Then it'll show up as a second display. All right. Now, want to show you. So this is just my I call it my background on my screen. Not like my screensaver, but essentially my background And what I want to show you, let's see if we can show this to you. Yeah, hold on a second. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Yeah, give me a second, Dave. You want to take over, and I'll try to see if we can use it as a camera. If not, we'll just keep moving on. There's a bunch of other features here that we can talk about.
Sure. And hey, listen, doing a live demo like this when you're still trying to get used to the products, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. There's a lot of devices that come our way, and it takes a little bit of time to really become a master user, with them. The Studio P21, it's new. It's kind of in a category by itself. So bear with us a little bit. We'll be experts soon enough. There's a ton of features and functionality built into it, a lot of which will take maybe some deeper reading within the manual and some other demos that they have. What we do appreciate is having the relationship that we have with Polly. So it's really a phone call away, and we can get some experts to help kind of navigate us through their new technology here.
All right. I'm ready for you, Dave.
All right, well, let's throw it back.
Okay. So what you're looking at here, again, I wanted to stress that you want to go to poly.com/P21. And so that's that page. It's going to walk you through the steps 1, 2, and 3. So once you've done that, you're good to go. Plug it in. And just so you can see what that looks like, I'm going to go to YouTube real quick and try to also YouTube. There we go. As you can see, it is loading the YouTube page, and I'm on YouTube right now. And go ahead, Dave. You're going to say something?
Yeah, so it doubles as a secondary monitor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me see if I can angle it so you can see it a little better. Right.
Yeah, it's a little bright.
Yeah, it's a little bright, but it's meant to be bright. I'm telling you, the resolution on this is really good, and we've got our studio lights right on it, so you can't really see some of the tabs that are up here at the top. But I can tell you, there's a couple of other cool features on here. You've got integrated audio.
Nice.
You have you can mute yourself. You've got volume up and down, and you also have a rocket button here as well.
So you don't have to mouse hunt for that. That's physically on the display.
It's right on the display, built in. Makes
Nice
it very, very, very easy if you're doing an online meeting.
And what is the size of that monitor?
Let's measure it. Let me measure it for you, Dave. It is exactly 21 inches, just like the name, P21.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
I knew
you
that
made me
answer.
measure for no reason. So it's a P20. The P21 is exactly 21 inches. So you get a 21-inch screen, which, by the way, right next to my Lenovo that I've got here is only 13 inches. It looks ginormous next to it, but if you saw my other monitors, those are 40-inch monitors that I have in front of me.
Yeah. What's my MacBook? 15?
It's probably going to be 13 or 15 inches.
Yeah, it's 15. Not very big.
Not very big, but when you go to 21, there's a lot more real estate here. When you're looking at 21 inches, you get I forgot. You get an integrated security privacy thing as well. So it's right up here. Right up here is your camera, and right up here you can shut it, so it's private. And there's, again, no guesswork. It turns red as soon as you close it, so you get all the privacy you need. Right?
Excellent.
Love it. Again, this is for that person that wants to essentially an easy button feature for video conferencing. This is it.
You know what? If you're adding a secondary monitor anyways, you're already planning on spending some of the money for that. What a nice investment here. It seems to do so many different things all in one.
I'm going to go to YouTube. Oh, it's a good idea. I'm gonna log into our stream. See if you can see me there. Give me a sec. You can go to Dave while I do that.
So sometimes when we do streams and demos and we have talking heads and then live talking heads, the recorded talking heads, sometimes I get confused who the real Rolando. No, that was a tongue twister. Who is the real Rolando? And then I'm also thinking of Where's Waldo? Where's Rolando? That's the new game that we're going to be playing here at What the Tech. The Where's Rolando game, Rolando.
All right. Ooh, that looks good.
Ooh, he seems to be impressed.
I like it. I'm gonna turn off the audio on there so you don't get any audio.
Good.
All right. Okay. Mute. All right. We'll be ready in 5 seconds. All right. I'm coming in right now. Oh, so you get the back of my head. So you can see I've got my all of my gear behind me. I'm gonna turn around and make sure I'm talking out of the front of the microphone so you don't hold on.
Dude, the camera looks awesome. That looks really,
It
really good.
really does. I gotta tell you. So if you're watching this, you're looking at me right now through the hold on, and I could see I've got my fingerprints on here. So just give me a second.
Is that the Global Tech microfiber cloth?
This is one of the microfiber cloths. Okay, so you're looking at me right now. I'm streaming to you through the Poly P21. Now let me lower myself so you can see me a little better. All right, the P20. You hear me okay? I just want to make sure the microphone's pointing the right way. Dave?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay, so the P21. Let's do this. You're not seeing all those boxes and whatnot. There we go. So this is the P21 camera, built in. I don't even know what to call it. This is an all-in-one camera, audio, display, personal. It's a mouthful. Let's just call it the P21 all-in-one video solution. All right. This is something new we have not seen on the market. So if you're looking for something, look at this picture quality. I'm looking. I don't know what it looks like to you, Dave, but
as I see it, and that's the manual out of the box settings. Like
that's right.
When you start to tweak that, if it's even necessary, I can't even imagine how good it's going to look.
Right. So this is straight out of the box, no filtering, no customization, just going right online with it. Boom, right out of the gate. And I got to tell you, this looks really good. Just the picture quality as I can see it here on the screen, the way I see myself on there, the way I can see the objects behind me, the color, the contrast. I'm seeing a really good image. You're seeing. I don't have anything that I can point to that I can say, but I can't see any of that. I'm sure that in the near future we'll bring you some more extensive Global Tech style demos and look at some additional things and what it can and can't do. But right out of the gate, Dave, the picture is really impressive. I like what I'm seeing. I would definitely use this myself with any video conferencing that I would have, and I wouldn't feel embarrassed about using this particular video solution.
Right. And I'll tell you what's fantastic with a solution like this is the user experience, right? So they get it. It's substantial. They take it out of the box. It's big. It's clean. It's bright. It's white. Has a nice stand. Easy to set up. And then they download the drivers and they're getting excited, right? So things all powered up, it's juiced up. If that's the video quality that they see out of the box, that smile, which is already ear to ear, is now touching the ceiling because it's just you cannot. Hey, this is you can't argue with what we see. That looks phenomenal.
Right. And you could see the displays that I have behind me. Those are the ones that I normally use that are much bigger, but this does the job. This is adequate. If you're not set up like I am with big monitors behind me, and you want something that is clean. The image is very sharp, like very, very sharp. Sharper, you know what? Sharper than what I've got behind me. The two monitors that are big, that are behind. This is much sharper than those two. And impressed with, and you can see my little dog here, kind of making her way back over here. But no, what else can I say about this, Dave? It's a really awesome all-in-one. I would recommend it. I would have this on my desk. I think you're gonna see me use this a lot more, and we'll have more tutorials and videos out on this.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll have to get one of those, get it set up, and we'll see if it's something that I would use versus my external webcam. Because already I'm really liking how I see that video. It comes across super clean.
I can't wait to see what it looks like on the playback, because if it looks anything like what it is now, boy, that gives a run for the money for those Sony cameras that we're using.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt.
All right. What else did we want to talk about on the P21? So,
well, we kind of went through a lot of it there.
We have these available at FBA. I think we have some. So I'm going to turn around, Ori. I'm going to turn around and look at folks with the main camera. All right. There we go.
And it's a cool display. So you can put any little screensaver or background on that. You can customize it to your own liking.
Hold on. I got to turn that mic around. Okay, so just give me a memo. I think I'm going to leave that there. That's going to be my new display, Dave. That's from here on out. The shows the logo pretty nice too.
It does. It kind of tricks our cameras sometimes. I don't know if it's that's tricking it or the stand for the microphone.
It could be the stand. It could be the stand here. But wow, I mean, even behind me, I mean, it looks good. Like to get an overhead shot, when I'm doing something.
Yeah.
We have to probably use that in the future as well, Ori.
Very cool.
Very cool. All right, Dave. Did we miss anything? Did we want to add here anything else?
I don't have anything else to add. I'm just kind of excited about that, and I'm kind of at a loss for words. I haven't had one in my possession yet. I have a feeling that that's going to change sometime soon, but it seems like a really nice addition to the home office.
Agreed. A very good addition to anybody's home office. So we have these available through FBA. Go ahead and get those for those that are watching us live. If you're watching us in the playback, we've got them right now. And if you want to go ahead and make a move and get these for the office, go ahead and do so while we have them available. Well, let's go to end screens. No need to, if we've covered it all, man. All I would say here, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and follow us. Dave and I have prepared a bunch of other videos for you so that you can also get in on the action, find out what we're doing. We've got some videos right here where you can watch Dave and I do an additional review on the P15, as well as a head-to-head on the Jabra versus EPOS. You'll be surprised what we find at the end of that head-to-head challenge. So stick around. Dave and I will join you in those videos.